We have seen results of decreasing the cycle time by 2/3. We are 60% faster. We have been able to increase the release frequency to daily. So our teams now are able to push changes to production in daily basis and multiple times per day, set a proper process with the proper tools. My name is Sergio Baños. I'm the CTO of WeFox. WeFox is an InsurTech company. We started 6 years ago with the purpose of make the people be safe through insurance. And we have been developing in technology since then. We decided to centralize all our documentation, make it public to everybody. We wanted that everything was centralized. And this is why we selected an API documentation tool, Stoplight, to have everything properly documented. We ask our teams that they engage with business to define the API, to design it, to describe it, to properly document it. Then we jump into implementation. This design enables us to start two things. The first one is TDD, testing first. So from all the use cases and the API description, we can extrapolate all the use cases and the test cases, and we can also do contract testing, and also this design goes directly to implementation. What we do is with this definition in OpenAPI standard, we run a mock server, and this is available for front-end to use. And this is where we have been seeing our increase on efficiency, because both teams can work in parallel. At the end of the sprint or when they finalize the feature, they have to come together, make a final testing, and release to production. Every team have what we call delivery checklists. So they have to basically go through several items that will enable them to be faster, having a better delivery. And one of them is basically API description and API setup. And here is where a Stoplight enters, because every single team have their own API space that is shared across with everybody else, can share ideas, can share approaches, can also basically look how other teams are making it and exchange knowledge. It's important that the documentation is available. So this is why we embrace that basically we exchange information that everybody have available, the other APIs of the other teams, even if they don't need it for their work and for their daily basis, because they can learn things if they want. Here in Stoplight, we have all the APIs described available. As well, we use the mocking tool and the external documentation in order to embed it to external partners that want to connect to the API or things like this. Since we started with different methodologies that are included in our delivery platform, like could be the API first, we have seen results of decreasing the cycle time by 2/3. We are 60% faster. We have been able to increase the release frequency to daily. So our teams now are able to push changes to production in daily basis and multiple times per day, set a proper process with the proper tools. The purpose of our company is making the people be safe. Actually be safe. So not just basically give you the feeling of you have a contract that protects you or covers you. Actually try to prevent the bad things from happening. If you ask me, if I ask my team, nobody have an answer. It's a complex scenario. And here is why basically what we call complex problem, where we have to develop an iteration approach. We have to make an hypothesis, go towards this hypothesis, validate the hypothesis, and if it works, perfectly, move on. Doesn't work, you go back to the previous hypothesis and you move forward in that way. What happens is that if you, in every iteration that you have to do, takes you 30 days to make a cycle time on a feature, and you fail, you have invested 30 days with manpower for a failure. So I always say to my team, we're gonna fail, that we have to fail faster and fail forward and fail often. In order than basically, if we invest time to basically validate hypothesis, because nobody have the right answer, we have to basically make sure that the investment is as lower as possible and that we can basically learn from failing. And this is where basically increasing the cycle time supports innovation and how you can discover this unknown and discover how to make things that nobody know how to make them.